All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back. We are so back with the Rainbolt Daily Challenge today. Trevor, as you guys have been following along on Rainbolt 2, is back from Tibet, and he's ready to fire up a little bit of a daily challenge for us. Same teams as before, lock in. I'm just reading the blurb. I also added a wheel that spins 1 through 15, and whichever it lands on, whoever is closest on that round gets a point. Whoever's closest on 4-second round 4 gets their team a point. I'm kind of down with getting rid of 10-second, 4-second seed and replacing with no time limit, pointable, hard seed, any good maps. All right. Well, let's just hop into an extraordinary road here. Let's see how extraordinary this road can truly be. All right. We start off in somewhere in the US, I would say, with this asphalt pavement. Kind of reminds me of Colorado the most, I think. Not sure why I was zoomed in like that. Kind of reminds me of Colorado the most with this deep autumn coverage. And it seems like we're pretty high up. Road's quite cracked, so probably a lot of moisture on the road. Get a decent amount of snow here, of course. So I think Colorado makes sense to me. We'll just try Aspen. We'll just run a little Aspen. We'll see where it is. It was actually Oregon there, and we're going up to Drake Peak. Which is fair enough. Maybe we weren't as high altitude as we thought. We do have these interesting trees, but yeah, October coverage here. Good to know. Good to know. And we'll move on to another little bit of the United States here. This is looking like, I think with this architecture, I am thinking like New Mexico or something. Maybe on a Native American reservation of some kind or something like that. Interesting ridge there. I mean, it's not going to be the one that's like in El Paso, right? Because, yeah, because the angle was wrong here. So, I don't know. Do you go Apache Creek or like something up here even? What's Window Rock there in Arizona? It was in the Navajo reservation, it looks like, but we get decently close. Pretty split between Arizona and New Mexico, it looks like. And we'll hop into a Brazil with a bunch of piranha pines lining this road. Pretty cool. Yeah, we see a lot of piranha pine Sam here. And with this, probably going Santa Catarina or something like that, I guess. I think it's quite reasonable, right? Yeah. Reasonable enough, I'd say. Let's just drop it in Santa Cecilia or something like that, or Cortibanos. Sure. Let's see where it is. And it was a bit more southeast there, north of Santa Isabel, but fair enough. We will take the points, and we'll move on to a Chile here, in which you probably go decently far south here, judging by the trees and such. I'm thinking like Puerto Bertrand or something as a hedge, maybe. I think it's reasonable enough, right, to hedge this? Yeah. I mean, you could make the case for going all the way down there, I guess. But I think this is quite a reasonable hedge. It looks like we're in between some mountains here. We have a big mountain to the south. I mean, sure. We'll give it a go. Okay, it was a little bit more south there in just on the 7 on this road here. Probably could have lined up the road maybe, but yeah, we're just hedging a little bit. And we'll move on to our last round here, which appears to be Greece. Kind of a weird Greece here, but we do have the antenna, which does indicate that we should be in Europe, and a wooden pole. And I think the, whatever, autumn to early winter coverage fits for Greece. So I will probably click somewhere in the mountains. Looks like a pretty sizable north-south mountain there. I don't know. There's a lot of places that could really work. Let's just try something here near Ionina. And yeah, hope for the best on this one, I guess. All right, not a bad region guess. Was a bit more north. We were looking at this ridge here. So yeah, same ridge. Cope. 21 to 466. I think the Oregon round is what's going to set us apart there. Unfortunately, we do get 6 out of 15 people that played so far. We're going to pop a refresh because it is a little laggy. But yeah, not too bad of a situation. Oregon here makes sense, certainly. But hard for me to go there. All right, let's pop a refresh here on Arbitrary Rural and hop into it here. In Malaysia, now you just go KL. I was thinking about Penang. It's just Malacca here with a big apartment building. Huge one, even. Fair enough. I think, yeah, a lot of people going KL adjacent, which is fair enough. And we move on to Brazil here. Am I thinking Roraima, maybe? Let's see it. Pretty big mountains. I think it certainly makes some sense. And yeah, it was west here. Makes sense with this white road, I think. Probably could have lined it up if I had a bit more time there, but with only 10 seconds, it's a bit hard. All right, Bolivia here. Not the best Bolivia player in terms of knowing. In terms of knowing things, we'll just click around over row. It was southwest of Potosi there. Fair enough. And we'll move on to Serbia. Looks pretty northern, I'd say. It's like somewhat hilly, but not super hilly. So I'll just be clicking somewhere here. Was a bit southwest of Belgrade there. And then we move into Australia, looking like Wah. And am I just thinking this road, maybe? Oh, it's actually the main road here. Ah, that is probably something that I should just know, I think. Yeah, well, now I know what this main stretch of road looks like. Makes a lot of sense. All right, well, 2751, can't be mad. We are 11th. But it really did come down to who knew the last round and who didn't know the last round, it appears. Which is tough. It's a little bit of a skill issue there, but it happens. All right, let's move into locations I failed. Let's do it. No idea. Germany. It's France. Okay. BC. It's Alaska. I mean, I knew the transformer didn't make sense for BC, but this is Ecuador, should be. It's actually east of Andes, which I was thinking of, but this looks like Lesotho. Yeah. And then Mongolia here, like somewhere near Darkon, near Ulaanbaatar. Oh, it's Kyrgyzstan. Is anybody in Mongolia with me? Nobody. You know what? That makes a lot of sense, because I feel like there's nowhere in Mongolia with mountains on both sides here that you would get this kind of coverage. Yeah, I failed that location as well. All right, well, you know what? A good amount of people in Mongolia with me. I can't be too mad about it. There are a lot of people in Kyrgyzstan as well, which is quite understandable, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. We are so back. Hopefully these continue. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Rainbolt Daily Challenge. Peace.